Great morning, great morning, great morning. Let's get started. About 10 minutes. It's early in the morning. We got some riding around to do today from Newcastle County, all the way over to Cambridge, Maryland today. So let's get started real quick. Listen, let's go. Happy Friday to all of you that is watching this. Listen, I did this live, I think, yesterday. I tried to do this yesterday, but for some odd reason, it wasn't working out. It didn't upload the way it was supposed to through the software. So I apologize for that. But for any of you that's tuned in here in Delaware and beyond, if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing in Delaware, make sure to reach out to me. Hold up, my camera just went a little blurry. Here we go. We're back in business now. Here we go. There we go. It seems to do that from time to time. But anyway, so the objective of today, or rather yesterday, was to talk about the Section 8 that law that was passed over this past month. And so if you haven't heard already, right, in Delaware, and let me pull this up real quick, and then I'll get right over to this because I gotta hurry up and leave. But as far as January 1st, there has been a law in Delaware that the landlords in Delaware are now having to take the housing voucher. They can no longer ignore it. So for anyone that doesn't know about Section 8 housing, there's nothing wrong with Section 8 housing. All right. Section 8 was named for the the U.S. Housing Act of 1937, which began in 1974 as a program to help low-income families afford housing. And as we already know, excuse the double screen up here, but as we already know, there has been a lot going on with the affordable housing and accessing affordable housing for for low-income families. So let's go down just a little bit here. So here's the problem. By the 1970s, the main issue for the poor or the low-income families wasn't just substandard housing, but the high cost of rent. So even back in the 1970s, we would consider then now more affordable. But even back then, low-income families couldn't even afford rent back then, right? Especially if you live in, if you're, from certain areas. And so the creation in 1974 of the Housing and the Community Development Act created the Section 8 program under the Nixon-Ford administration, shifting from building public housing to subsidizing private rentals. All right. And then the initial components of it included new construction, substantial rehabs, and existing housing certificates. And then as you go further along in the history of Section 8, some of the major changes that have happened was the shift to vouchers, right? So in 1983, new construction and rehab components were largely repealed, And the tenant-based voucher system was introduced as a replacement. All right, so the vouchers came into place around the 1980s, and with the consolidation in 1998, the Quality of Housing and Work Responsibility Act merged the older certificate and the voucher programs into single housing choice. All right, so this is called the Housing Choice Voucher, the HCV program. And how it works today, low income families, those that are working, pay up to 30% of their income. And a lot of individuals that went into the Section 8 industry or became landlords in Section 8 was because they knew the money was guaranteed, right? They knew that that money was going to hit their ACH or their direct deposit, however they were getting paid from back then up until now. So with the administration, they administered by local public housing agencies, PHAs, with the HUD, the Housing and Urban Development Oversight. And it's the largest federal rental assistance program helping millions of households. So a lot of individuals, in all parts of the county and even nationwide have been a part of this program. If they're working class, low income, if they have the housing voucher, and some of them have been a part of the program. A lot of people have argued over the years of how some individuals they feel like may have taken advantage of the system and, been in Section 8 housing for, 10, 20, 30 years. But you can do your history on there as far as, the Section 8. You can just go on Google and all of that. So this article up here that was written, I forget the person's name, but you can find it on Delaware.gov as far as the public housing authorities urge individuals to update the waiting list applications. So for those of you that don't know, the waiting list from the articles that I have read, the waiting list has had over 26, if not close to 26,000 people on the waiting list. And that is a very extensive list of individuals waiting to get into some form of housing. And at the same time, these individuals have been on the waiting list for years. So the law that has played or has passed on January 1st urges individuals that are on the Section 8 waiting list to update their information. And how they can do that is they can go to affordablehousing.com, if I'm not mistaken, based on research. Definitely reach out to whoever you are going through to see if anything has changed. But as of February 10th, 2026, Delaware is asking all individuals who have been waiting, who have been trying to get into Section 8, that they go into the system and update their information by February 10th of this year. If they don't, it could cause a risk of removal, while many other local lists and other individuals, they could potentially, take someone's spot or move up the list. So if you changed addresses, if you changed your phone number, whatever the case may be, and because you've been on the list for so long, you may have forgotten. You might not even have heard that this law has passed in Delaware, but you may want to go and check out the system and just make sure everything is up to date. All right. So some of the things as far as key actions, and I'm getting ready to get up out of here. So check with your local authority on the waiting list, and also update your information. Use centralized portals. So make sure it's a portal for whoever you are going through, the area that you're going through. So if you have to reach out, like I said, on the affordablehousing.com, make sure that you do so to update your information. and be prepared for openings. So when the list does open, they are open for short periods of time. So they want to make sure everyone applies promptly, and when they see this announcement, that they do it quickly, because February 10th is right around the corner. And so we want to make sure, that our residents, individuals that have been on this waiting list for years, be able to take advantage of the opportunity that's at hand. So again, in Delaware, a mandatory update for the centralized list is due by February 10th, 2026. And failure to update leads to removal. All right. So definitely, make sure that you reach out to whoever your authority is in your county, in your city, whether you're in Wilmington, if you're in Dover, if you're in Georgetown, if you're in Seaford, wherever you need to get the information from. Make sure that you reach out to them and update your information. So you can find a couple of articles on DSHA, the Delaware State Housing Authority website as well. The public housing authorities urge individuals to update their waiting list applications. You can find it on that website on delaware.gov. You can find this one on there that pretty much talks about the January 1st law that landlords no longer can ignore, probably under certain circumstances or situations, but the housing voucher is legal. The housing voucher is here, and the housing voucher is to help the community and help individuals of low income obtain housing. That's the whole premise of it. So a lot has been going on in the news, with the administration changing up some things as far as, those big corporate businesses buying up a lot of properties, investment properties. It's to keep housing obtainable for individuals, that may become first-time home buyers or looking to purchase a home, right? So there's a lot going on in the news, but definitely want to make sure that if you know anyone, if you have any clients, whether you're in the nonprofit, if you're in the for-profit, if you work out in the community, if you work in a church, make sure to share this information with someone that you know, whether it's on social media, wherever the case may be, so individuals don't lose their spot. As we stated, the list was 26,000 people, and we definitely want to make sure that individuals don't lose out on that opportunity. So needless to say, I am out of here, and I got to go. Dryer just went off, grab my suit jacket, and I got to hit the road. So peace, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry for the difficulties, and I will be checking in hopefully after the snowstorm. Peace.